huge thank you to Demon72 for editing this video. Thank you, man. Really appreciate it. Hey everyone, Lagg here, and welcome back to another video. And today, we're going to be continuing off What If Goku Died Early, Part 4. To be completely honest, the last part, well, it took forever to get out, and same here. But that's also because I've been on a break. And I feel like that I haven't done much with this part in terms of the change of story, except for a few more new characters. So here, it's going to be a little bit different. It's more going to be based on character development, and it's going to continue with a story. But you don't like this new style, it's fine, I'll go back to using the old one. But I thought if I, create more character depth and go into it more, maybe even more than the original and more in general, maybe it might be more interesting. But this is just a thought. I'm also opening a new Discord because my old one is just dead and it needs more of a to it, But oh well. So, we'll be continuing off. Make sure you watch 3 and 3.5, even though 3 isn't that good, but 3.5 is a key part to the story. Otherwise, it's not going to make much sense. 3.5 just covers the history of the future fighters because, well, it wasn't actually explained a lot in part 3. So I made 3.5 back at the start of this year. It will go through it. It's a little bit different, but hey, just go check it out. Back to the story, the Z Fighters are licking their wounds as Goku and the Z Fighters find out the new androids, aka 17 and 18. Not only that, but there's 16 and a new android that can use their own skills and is much stronger than those androids. This new revelation creates fear in the air. Gohan adds these androids are way stronger than theirs. He could have held them off, but now they were just toying with them. Raditz' face turns pale as Vegeta outright leaves with Nappa flying after him, as well as Trunks. Nappa is actually an uncle figure towards Trunks. He's proud that Vegeta's son from the future has survived. Nappa explains the history of Vegeta, as Trunks is terrified that his father was a mass murderer. But now Nappa says he's different. He finds fighting for a challenge is better than slaughtering, even for himself. There's just something about it that makes his Saiyan blood boil much more about a good challenge. But to him, fighting isn't just his life. There's something else out there that he wants to find. There's always other things to do than just fight. Trunks smiles. He wishes he could get to know future Nappa, although he is dead. He barely remembers him as a kid, as the two dart off to the wastelands. Goku, Piccolo, future Gohan, and Raditz thinks of ways to beat the androids. Piccolo flies to Kami and gets information about Cell. Kami tells Piccolo that there's another way for the Z Fighters to train, and he hasn't told anyone yet due to the change in the story. Piccolo communicates back to Goku after getting all this information and tells him to meet everyone on the lookout for the hyperbolic time chamber. He briefly explains that they can train 1 year in there, but 1 day out here. Goku's excited for this new revelation of training. Kami was really reluctant about it because no one that he knows has spent a whole year in there. But the time is dire due to the new androids and Cell. As he discusses the idea of the hyperbolic time chamber, the humans' ears perk up because they're a lot stronger than the original story, thanks to the Kaioken. The Z Fighters can go as high as about 20, however Piccolo can go about to 50, or use 10 casually thanks to his Namekian DNA and how he can regenerate. Krillin, however, he can go up to 30, but it's not worth the risk. Goku says he'll go to Vegeta and says to the Z Fighters to meet him up on the lookout. Piccolo arrives and asks Kami if he saw the fight between Goku and the new creature. He says he did, as Kami says he's in frustration that he couldn't do anything to protect anyone. Cell has absorbed Gingertown already, and Kami witnesses this and figures out and pinpoint that it was Cell because of the fight between Goku. Even though he didn't absorb anyone, he's just the anomaly here. Piccolo asks if they would like to become one, and Kami thinks and then remembers they could become one since they're two separate halves. Instead of arguing, Kami agrees due to seeing the threat at hand, and as usual we get Piccolo, or Kamikolo. All jokes aside, he races down to find Cell. In a matter of a few minutes, he finds Cell lurking in the shadows as future Gohan is called up by Bulma to say that they've found another time machine. Gohan boosts at full speed in Super Saiyan and arrives after seeing the shell and remembers the new foe, Cell. Gohan flies towards Piccolo and the new power, and it's even stronger than ever. Piccolo is taking Cell on in an empty city as they begin their duel. Cell being dead even with Piccolo as they both start using Kaioken and Gohan watches from the sidelines. Cell lands a thunderous right hook to Piccolo that sends him into the wall. Gohan powers up and tries to rush, landing a left kick to Cell's face, causing him to be sent back. As Piccolo and Gohan head in on the offensive, as Cell goes on the back foot and starts using violent attacks such as a quick fire Kamehameha. Then, with Piccolo out of the way, he slaps Gohan with his tail, Kaioken times 10, literally smacking him out of the Super Saiyan form, but gets a Masenko to the chest thanks to Piccolo. Piccolo slowly walks up to Cell as Cell at last second stabs him with his tail and starts laughing and says he has won. As usual, Piccolo's arm shrinks to pretty much nothingness as Piccolo asks what he plans to do because he's pretty much dead.
I want to achieve my perfect form. 17 and 18 will be mine.
Piccolo's face changes from a loss to a smile. Cell realizes who he had just compromised. As Piccolo regens his arm and Gohan gets up from the rubble, Cell performs a solar flare and he is out of sight like the original. At the nearby wasteland, all Saiyans present, they can feel the power on display as Vegeta is visibly pissed off, as Piccolo is stronger than everyone and the future boy. He is really annoyed. Goku, after Piccolo's fight, explains how the hyperbolic time chamber works and Vegeta's eyes light up. As he grabs Trunks, he is coming with him and they're going to the time chamber. Once they get up there, Trunks says Gohan surpassed Super Saiyan at one point, like in 3.5, make sure you watch it. Vegeta smirks. If there's anyone who can surpass it, it's him. As Goku, Kid Gohan, and Raditz head out to the lookout with Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien staying at Kame House as they rest up for a bit. Like usual, time elapses and Piccolo and 17's fight, though 17 is now on the back of it due to the consistent power of Kaioken. The fight is equal now with Piccolo's favour. Gohan lands and watches, something he would have liked to see forever, 17 being defeated. That's a sight to be seen, but a figure appears as the hunter has found its prey. Everyone targets Cell as everyone powers up and attacks, 16 stepping foot as well. Piccolo fires a Kaioken times 20 light grenade which weakens Cell greatly. Now he's on the losing end. Everyone begins to try to find Cell as he's hiding behind a rock trying to recover, but just his luck, as 18 goes towards the rock charging an attack, Cell jumps out and uses a solar flare, absorbing 18. The solar flare just gives him enough time to become semi-perfect. The wind and the mood in the air changes as the tremendous power on display is shown. Everyone is struck with fear and cannot move just seeing the new power. Goku knows what he has to do as he's looking from the lookout. He proceeds to instant transmission 17 and warp him to Kame House. Then takes the Z Fighters one by one, which confuses Cell. He doesn't grab 16, although 16 is flying towards 17, locking onto his location. I don't know if he can do that, but that's his primary objective of keeping his family safe, because they did spend the time together. Their adventure is the same as usual, except it's changed now, because 18 has been absorbed instead of 17. Cell starts cracking a tantrum and starts blowing up the islands like in the original. 17 starts asking the Z Fighters why he's here, and Tien explains everything, as 17 looks out to the ocean. To be honest with all, I just wanted to have fun, but now my sister's gone. This is a real pain. Look, after all this, I'll leave you alone. Just kill Cell for us. As Goku smiles, you got a deal, we'll bring your sister back. As Goku leaves the lookout, 17 is shocked. Krillin smiles. Well, we can do that in the long run, we have Dragon Balls. 17's face smiles slightly. You better not be pulling my leg. Sorry for the crap impressions, Trunks and Vegeta emerge from the time chamber as they are casually in Super Saiyan. That's right, they reach Super Saiyan Grade 4. After finding Grade 2 and 3 and seeing their flaws, they try to refine it and Trunks suggests sustaining the form. So they achieve it, but they aren't nowhere near close to Super Saiyan 2. Piccolo, Kid Gohan, and Piccolo want to go into the time chamber next. Piccolo wants help to refine the Kaioken, and no better than asking the OG user to help, as Bulma arrives with the battle armor, as Piccolo declines, but all the Saiyans do. Vegeta and Trunks go on the hunt for Cell. Goku, Kid Gohan, and Piccolo reform Super Saiyan and Kaioken, but I won't go into the details because I'll give you guys a poll up above asking how you think Piccolo would refine Kaioken. Cell is creeping ever so closely to Kame House as Vegeta arrives to beat Cell and prove he's the strongest. While Trunks is watching aside, Vegeta powers up a little bit. He's already in Super Saiyan, but only at 25% of his max power. Cell goes in at full power as they clash. No sign of who has the upper hand until Vegeta smirks and sledgehammers Cell right into the ground on the nearby land. Vegeta makes a remark saying that he could kill him 3 times over. Cell smirks as he powers up to Kaioken times 10, kicking Vegeta in the gut, as Vegeta is taken aback and goes to 70% and swings back at Cell, which sends him flying. Vegeta sends a barrage of Ki Blasts at max power towards Cell, who is now blocking and huffing and puffing. He tries to go Kaioken times 20, but his body gives out.
Darn it, if only I reach my perfect form.
Vegeta starts laughing. Your perfect form? Vegeta asks him to power up, and he says he needs the other android. Vegeta thinks for a second and looks at the pink house and smiles, and points to the house in the background, which is several miles away. I bet it's over here, he says. Cell's eyes light up. He laughs.
Hehe, thanks, Vegeta.
Trunks screams at his father that it is madness as Trunks and Vegeta duel one-on-one as Cell gets closer and closer. Vegeta gut punches Trunks and blasts him into the ocean. Not at his full power, but enough to just get him out of the way. 16 and Gohan take note of what just happened as Gohan powers up, pissed off at how stupid Vegeta is. As Vegeta says, "Don't get in my way, brat," as he punches him before he attacks the weakened Cell. 16 starts to walk in the way and is on guard, but Vegeta punches him in the side, creating a huge dent on his left side, who was then sent into the sand. 17 is horrified at the sight, witnessing as the humans try their best but just shockwave away from Cell. 17 tries to fly off as Gohan slowly gets up. He sees Vegeta punch him and toss him right towards Cell, who gobbles him up instantly as Vegeta smirks. Gohan gets up and is fuming with anger as the wind and ocean start being blown aback by 2 forces, Cell and Gohan. Lightning is zooming around Gohan, who now Vegeta is confused as Gohan screams a mighty roar that could be heard from miles away all across the world. One word could be heard: Vegeta! As Gohan in his new form is more pissed off than ever with a new power-up as Gohan tackles Vegeta, beating him down, who Vegeta is visibly confused on the new power that is beyond his own. Gohan kicks Vegeta with such force who is skimmed across the ocean, then fires a massive Masenko that sends Vegeta into a small island, knocking him out, who is now injured and back in his base form. Trunks sees the new mass power by his master on display. It's amazing. As Cell looks at Gohan, he says he's a better challenge than Vegeta. As Cell and Gohan duel it out, and it looks like Gohan has the upper hand, but his power begins to fade quickly. He has not much control over it, and he hasn't mastered Super Saiyan. The Cell powers up quickly and launches a point-blank Kamehameha, stunning and KOing Gohan, who is alive but is visually drained and injured. Trunks prepares to make a last stand, but Cell says he'll have 10 days to get stronger to challenge his perfection as he laughs and flies off. Trunks is mortified at what has just taken place in the last hour, as the humans help future Gohan up as they give him a sensu. Trunks goes over and grabs Vegeta, who is standing there, who is being surpassed again by Gohan and Cell. Trunks' face changes as he slaps Vegeta across the face. Vegeta is confused as Trunks is pissed. He calls him an idiot and says, "You've endangered not only yourself but the entire planet. All what? For your pride?" Trunks spits at his feet and grabs the sensu bean from his pocket and throws it at him, tells him to get a grip. Vegeta is shocked as Trunks flies off and spits at his feet. Vegeta is angry. His own son just roasted and proved a point. His pride almost killed everyone, showing how reckless he is. He starts thinking to himself, was what, proving a point even worth it? As Cell makes his broadcast as new fear brushes around the air as our heroes prepare for the worst. And that's where we're going to leave it here for today's video. So what did you guys think? Did you think the new style was alright? Did you like the video? And make sure you go let me know how it did, and come and have a chat with me on Discord and help me improve. And who knows, maybe even feature yourself sometime in the future. Make sure if you really like this content to subscribe and like, and go check out my Patreon, as I am now shouting out Professor X from the Ultra Saiyan tier and Jesse Ford from the Ultimate Evil tier. Thank you guys for helping me through, this last 6 months, as the page is currently cancelled for the payments. Just heads up for you guys. New Discord server is open down in the links below, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Catch you later.